As mentioned, my name is Nikky Cole, and I am a member of NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness. Presently, it is a nationwide organization. However, we do have a chapter in the Virgin Islands, NAMI VI. And what NAMI is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, and is dedicated to building better lives for Americans who are affected with mental illness.
Okay.
NAMI advocates for services, treatment, support, and research, and it has a great commitment to raising awareness and building a community for those people, communities for hope for those people in need. NAMI also offers information and support to individuals and their families, especially the caregivers, including education programs to help them manage their illness and move forward towards recovery. Right now, we have one of the programs that we do have in the Virgin Islands is the Family to Family, and what it is a program which is managed by caregivers of those individuals who are affected by mental illness. With this program, the caregivers are the professionals. We are the one who knows firsthand what the struggles are and what it's like to cope with someone who has that situation. It's very difficult on us emotionally as well as financially to get that support to provide proper care for our loved ones. So
Nikky? Hello?
hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. So where was I? I'm sorry about that.
You're doing
About
through
the
the program.
About the caregivers.
Okay, sorry. Through the program, we educate the caregivers. We teach them of the different types of mental illnesses. We teach them of various treatments. We help them identify services that they can use to care for their loved ones. And we also provide them with information on how they can cope, the different stages of the emotional responses and what it entails and how they can go about coping and getting their loved one on the road to recovery.
Okay.
Right now, the program in St. Croix, the Family to Family program, in the next couple months, we're going to be starting it's a series of classes. It's 12 sessions, so it takes about 3 months. And where we, like I said, we educate the caregivers, and then at the end they're given a certificate and affording them the opportunity to become a member of NAMI.
Okay.
The program is headed presently by Miss Amina Salim and Miss Marla Matthews. It's held at the Red Cross. Presently, that's where we house it. We have meetings once a week for the 12 weeks. And I do have a number in case anyone out there is interested in signing up. It's 626-7351, 626-7351. We're also going to have ads out in the newspapers and emails, so anyone who's interested in being a part of the Family to Family can look out, and they'll be able to receive information on the next session.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Nikky, how do you reach out to the constituents? So how do you get people to know that you're doing what you're doing?
Well, right now we've been working to kind of network with other organizations.
Hello? Nikki, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, you keep kind of fading in and out.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we're actually working with trying to network with other entities, Department of we have mental health at the Department of Health, 10,000 helpers. We are even working towards right now, getting some processes in place where we have crisis intervention and involving the VIPD and hopefully getting them to a point where they could be trained in, better trained in the area of, when we have crisis and they're called out to assist us with our loved ones. A lot of times when people are in crisis mode, they're manic. They can be violent. Sometimes they may appear to be violent and they may not necessarily be, as the case with my loved one. He's manic, he talks out, but he's not violent. And sometimes it's just being able to get the proper assistance. They may not need heavy restraints, but it's just a matter of trying to get them maybe to the hospital so they could get treatment and knowing how to properly manage them.
Okay.
So we're trying to get the word out there. We're setting up a website right now for NAMI VI and NAMI St. Croix. We're trying to, we're creating a Facebook page and a Twitter account. So we're really right now in the stage where we're trying to develop it to get awareness out there, to let people know that we're here and we're here to provide assistance. So we're working on that. Hopefully soon we'll be up and running.
Well, you could always, we could always talk about that on this show. I mean, it sounds like something that's needed. You know what I'm saying, Soup?
Yeah, because I'm just here thinking. I'm like, I see individuals walking the streets every day, and I know they have issues that's going on. So, can anybody just call this number and then just start a dialogue?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was saying I see individuals walking the streets every day. So, like, if I give them this number, can they reach out to someone in NAMI and have a dialogue, and they could probably direct them to where they need to go and start some kind of services?
Right. Yes, because NAMI, that's what we're trying to do. A lot of times, because of the stigma, the negative stigma associated with mental illness, families suffer in silence. People are embarrassed to say that they do have a loved one who is mentally ill, because it seems, people think like, oh, well, he must have taken a bad drug, or this person must have gotten his heart broken, and this is that what sent them off. But the brain gets sick just like any other part of the body.
Yeah.
You get cancer, you break a limb. It is something that happens, just like how people can get any other ailment. And so for those people who are not reaching out, who are not aware of that, they really don't know how to go about coping and finding the assistance that they and their loved one need to get the proper treatment. So yeah, if you see someone, you can give them our number again, and we'll be able to guide them. Because right now there are services out there that would at least give them a head start in, getting stable and getting on the road to recovery.
Okay.
Nikki,
that's what we're trying to do.
If I could ask a question too, are you getting any money from any source to sort of help you with this? Guy, I know you said website, and I guess at some point you might want to have. Do you have an office space now, or this is just sort of?
No, we don't have an office space in St. Croix presently. And we do not have a funding source, but I know we are open to donations.
Okay.
We are brainstorming some ways in which we can go about generating some funds to help carry out our program.
Okay.
NAMI, as I mentioned before, is something that is the family members, the loved ones, are the facilitators of these family-to-family programs.
Okay.
So for someone like myself who has a loved one who's mentally ill, I can go ahead and become a facilitator, but the training costs money, and so there are some costs associated with running the program.
Okay.
There are a few of us who are presently trying to get this program, get NAMI St. Croix on the road. There is a NAMI BI. It's based in St. Thomas. So we do have a NAMI already established on St. Thomas, but we're trying to see if we could get one up and running over here on St. Croix as well.
So they do physically have an office space over there?
I believe they do.
Okay.
It's a group of individuals.
Okay.
So I don't have the number, but if you need any additional information, you could probably just let me know, and I'll try to get that to you.
Okay. Okay.
So, Nikki, could you just kind of elaborate on what are these classes entail of?
What did it feel like?
No, the classes that you have for once a week for 12 weeks.
Yes.
What are these classes entail of? What after you take these?
What do they entail?
Yeah, would you like? Can you elaborate on it?
Okay, sure, no problem. What the classes, like I said, the class are a way to get caregivers, to make them educated on what their loved ones is experiencing, because it educates us, first of all, on what mental illness is. So you'll first be briefed on mental illness, the different types of mental illnesses, their symptoms, whether the person is schizophrenic, they may be bipolar, they may be suffer from depression. We go further into the different medications that's being used to treat them, the side effects of those medications, and so they get a sense of what to expect as they go through the processes. We take it a step further and actually take them through the different phases, emotional phases associated with it, because it's really a cycle that people go through. The three main stages of emotional responses is first dealing with the catastrophic event. A lot of times when people have what we call a break, it may seem to be abrupt. It could have been something that just a situation that might have just triggered the reaction in the individual, and they're never really able to recover.
Right.
The more a person has a break, the less they lose a part of themselves. So the more difficult it becomes for them to come back to who they were. A lot of times as caregivers, we grieve because maybe it might be, let's say, for example, I have a daughter and she was fine, grew up, great grades, went away for college, and while in college, she had a break. It could be from the stresses she's been around, or it could have been something that just caused that resurface. A lot of times mental illness, it shows itself. It could be, they're saying that it could be a genetic defect maybe, but most times it presents itself when an individual is in their early adulthood. So let's say 18 most times. So she has a break. And I'm thinking maybe she is because of the stresses of college and all sorts of things, and it's just an episode. She gets treated, and she seems pretty okay. Sometimes she might be fine. Sometimes These individuals get diagnosed and they're on medication, and we're told to take, they need to take this, she needs to take this medication for the rest of her life. Well, my daughter seems to be doing fine, and I do not want to accept that she has a mental illness. So we stop the meds. And in doing that, because people have a hard time accepting it, in doing that, she may have another episode and another episode. And the more it happens, the more difficult it is for her to get back to who she was prior to.
Okay.
Yes. And so you go through this, as a caregiver, we go through the denial phase, the initial shock of it all, and then you go into denial, and then you get depressed, and then, eventually you may get angry, you may have resentment, because as a parent, I might start to blame myself for her condition. Maybe it was something I did or did not do. Maybe I pushed her too hard, and then, with a program like NAMI, you get it, and I get assistance to learn to cope with it and come to accept it and come to accept her for who she now is, and see how I can best help her to live as much of a normal life as possible.
As possible, yeah.
Yes, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of commitment from the caregivers. And as caregivers, you need a support from other family members and people in the community. When your loved one is being shunned or looked at negatively because of their condition, it's really heartbreaking, and it really makes it difficult for a caregiver to step out and ask for assistance or speak about what they're going through. And so through the family-to-family program, we've had some people come in, and they were like, where were you guys all along? I thank God for this program, because, for a while I've been dealing with this on my own, and I didn't know there were other people out there just like me who've been going through this.
Do the same thing.
So we give a sense of support. It becomes a support system. And, like I said, these people learn how they can move on, how to cope with the situation, and how to understand and hopefully get to a point where they can become advocates and speak out and raise awareness and try to become instrumental in implementing the policies and services that we need to assist our loved ones.
Yeah.
People push for everyone has a cause that they fight for, and it's now we're trying to get people to realize mental illness is a big issue, and it is something that needs attention. It is something that needs to be spoken about, especially where 1 in every 4 Americans suffer with a mental illness.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Is the program called the same thing in the United States?
The family to family, yes. It is. It's a wide program.
Nikki, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Keep going. You faded out there, but keep going.
Oh, yeah. So yes, it's called the same thing in the States.
Okay.
They provide, once we were able to get the program here, we were able to get the learning materials. What you learn here is the same information you would get is carried out in the same manner as if you were to go through the program in the States.
Okay.
It's very straightforward. It's easy to follow for the facilitators, because like I say, not professionals, not the doctors.
Nikki, we're losing you again.
Hello?
Yeah,
yes.
You're fading in and out, but go ahead.
Sorry, it's being given by the caregivers, and so it's really done in a way that the information can be easily provided, and in a way where the people taking the classes feel comfortable, because they know that the facilitators can relate to what they're going through.
Okay. Have you guys had any? Like any events yet? Like any bake sale, cake sale kind of thing?
If we've had any
like cake sales or bake sales yet?
No, not yet. We're
Okay.
trying to get established. We're actually going through the paperwork to establish the NAMI St. Croix chapter. St. Thomas has had some events
Okay.
in the past, and but we're trying to really get the program up and running here. So hopefully, in the near future, you will be seeing us out there
Yeah.
trying to raise awareness and see if we can get some sponsorship or support from the community so we can carry out our program.
You know, Soup.